Hello, hello. Welcome back to another daily Binding of Isaac Repentance. Okay. So, actually, I'm going to check something here real quick. Pause this for a second. Okay, we are back, I think. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, we're recording. Okay, so let's roll. We got tonight. It's actually a little earlier than usual record, so that's nice. Zazel, Boss Rush, and Dark Room. All right. We'll do that. Boss Rush and Dark Room. Actually, that's the other Zazel, isn't it? Think so. Whoops, wrong one. Okay. So let's go into it. Is it? So where is the Zazel? All right, it's this one. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, it might be doable. See here is H0SLGEK9. A coin things chain. What happened? My icon. Did they update something with one of the mods? They must have. Funny thing, when I was playing this character months ago, I didn't know the sneeze thing did anything. Actually, I need to check something. I want to see if my mod is on. Specific mod I want on. I got so many mods. All right, let's see. What's it called? No. Yeah. Okay, we got it on. Okay. Don't worry about that realistic Isaac thing. We'll tackle that someday. Eternal Edition, I just don't know about that. Yeah, so anyways, it's a Friday night, so hello Friday night. Hello. Yeah, it's you can probably tell on my voice since yesterday I sound a lot better. I'm still a little woozy. I'm eating more. I still got to finish eating tonight. I have to be finished eating tonight because I haven't been eating much the last few days. I got to get my strength up. I think my stomach's just good enough to eat some really fatty stuff, like eggs and cheese with cheese and stuff. Yeah. I might have been a little salty last episode, so I apologize about medical stuff. I've been just getting sick and not feeling great, and things have just been going a little cookie lately. Okay, let's try this. I did my New Vegas stuff earlier, so it's slowly coming along. Just trying to get back in the groove with things after being gone for so long. It's kind of nice to be back because it's been gone for a while, and I was thinking about doing it on, doing some videos on, Saturday or Sunday or Monday or something like that, and then I didn't, which I should have. In hindsight, give at least a little bit of extra, buffer with my delay at coming back. Take that for sure. But yeah, it's just you just gotta prioritize my health. Because there's no way I was gonna sit up and do these videos and talk and stuff while I am, you know, sick and achy and whatnot. I was touching upon a little bit earlier with my commentary with health-related stuff, like stuff in the olden days. So I think that might be a good topic to talk about some things. This is an interesting room too. What I mean by that is like, so back in the olden days, I've seen an ad for like this brand of cigarette from like the 1800s saying like 70-something doctors recommend these cigarettes because it's good for you. Da, da, da. It helps with your sinuses. It helps with your throat. I thought it was interesting because like back then the medical industry wasn't very like, you know, advanced and, well, yeah, advanced, researched, supervised. And I remember watching a video about the women who were, well, some of the women that were hired for the factory jobs back in the like early 1900s, where it was like using radioactive paint. I don't know how I feel about this item. And they, so the radioactive paint they were using, it's supposed to be used to paint on clock surfaces and other kind of like, you know, pristine surfaces in order to make them glow in the dark. That's the whole appeal to them. And what was worse about it is not only is radium, which is highly toxic to the human body and you can't consume it, but also like these companies and stuff were trying to encourage these people to, oh, you can use it for like, what was it? Use it for like lipstick. It's good for the hands, good for this, good for that, all that other jazz. And so, ironically, well, actually one of the things they had to do for this painting process is they had to find, one of the requirements is being very precise with painting skills. And that was a big deal because you had to make sure everything's like pristine and perfect with your painting, with these surfaces like the clock faces. And so these clock faces, they have to, in order to paint these clock faces perfectly, part of the thing is, you know, having a steady hand, and then another thing too, it's you have to lick the brushes. So the brushes, you know, become a sharper point. That's what I kind of do when I used to like do some painting, I mix it with some type of paint thinner with some water or something like that, some kind of a mix. And so I put a little bit of that in there together to make the brush a little bit more durable as I'm painting with actual paint. I don't put too much in there, otherwise it's going to like mix with the paint and it's going to screw stuff up. But they would do that, yeah, similar process to make it easier to paint on surfaces with precise, like, precision. So yeah, and so what they were finding out was these people who were doing this, putting in their mouth, they were developing all sorts of diseases, like their teeth were starting to rot out of their heads. They were developing all sorts of cancers, diseases, and whatnot. I think it wasn't until the it wasn't until the, it was either Nixon or JFK administration that they started researching the harmful effects of that stuff, and was able to, you know, stop using it, or having a ban of using that stuff. Because also too, back then, they were also doing radium baths. So it's like saunas and stuff, they would have that. I mean, back in the early 1900s, if you tell me to like do that, I wouldn't even know better either. A lot of us probably wouldn't. Well, it's good for the skin, the doctor said. Doctor can't be lying to me. Tell me I should also be smoking like 10 times a day. Tell me a whole carton, man. That'd be like almost impossible. Probably is impossible actually. I think about it. You just smoke like a chimney. Bird cage, huh? Unfortunately, I took all that stuff down, so I can't get to that. We also got to get to bus rush pretty soon, so we got to hurry. And just stuff like that. It's just like, geez. I'm kind of curious, like how many people, you know, got involved with the whole, what do you call it, the radium bath stuff, like the saunas. That'd be an interesting statistic to kind of see. It's like, how many really believed in it? And like, where did this all come from exactly? Like this whole like narrative. Like who started it? Probably doesn't matter now, they're long dead. It doesn't matter, man. They're all dead in the end. They all die in different ways, man. We still kind of have that kind of thing going on today. Not the radium stuff. We're seeing cigarettes are good for you. But like, in the sense of, we still have this issue with, you know, drugs and objects we used to cook stuff with or whatever else. It's still being sold in the market because it's cheap. Which reminds me of another documentary I've seen. I think it was last year, the year before. And it was talking about DuPont. DuPont, but I think it's called DuPont. That's how it's pronounced. And anywho, the thing about it was they were developing this thing called Teflon at the time. I mean, Teflon is still being used today. It's known as non-stickware, and they call it with different names. It's basically the same thing. Highly toxic. Like, supposedly it's like not a problem as long as you don't heat it up, or if it's in liquid form and you're dumping it like in a water supply, which DuPont was known to do that. Supposedly it's safe. Like one of my weights that I got, weight set thing. This is an interesting item, isn't it? I don't know if I really want that. And it just takes 3 coins out of me, huh? Instead of like whatever. And they were finding, of course, the stuff is extremely poisonous. The workers have been, you know, making the stuff like, and oh my God, making it in factories. We're contracting all sorts of diseases and stuff. People who are cooking with it, they're contracting all sorts of diseases and stuff. And so, like, the whole appeal, and this is weird too here. What we got here? Someone cane opens. So why not? Hey. Yeah, it was known as the Devil's Piss. Is what they called it. I mean, why not? I would take this. It's a free item. And Devil's Piss, it was hard to get rid of. I mean, it stays in the body, stays in the water system. You can't really get rid of it. Just stays there once, stays there. All these lever cars are nice and stuff, but like, I don't have like a way to. We gotta hurry. God almighty. But yeah, anyways, like, so like you get all these things going on. And so like, they don't really get regulated as much. DuPont. They try to later come out, it's like, because of all this controversy with their chemical, they tweaked it slightly, and then they were trying to say, oh, well, now this is safer than the other stuff. That's an interesting item there, too. And then they were finding out it was just as toxic as the other stuff. It's not even any less toxic. So you got that kind of stuff, and despite all that poison and whatever, it's still like floating around the markets. Same thing too with like, I've talked about with the junk food industry and everything else. In fact, when I was in public school, I did a speech on the soda industry, which is pretty interesting. Did I just get hit? We could also do the Soul of Isaac here. Oh no! Alright, well, that would have been nice. Whatever. If I had the mind. I forgot. It just goes back and forth. So yeah, so for example, you got like this non-stickware stuff still around, right? And it's still being touted as like, oh, this is a great thing, da da da. And I see people left and right talk about non-stickware or use non-stick. Matter of fact, my sister, I got her a non-stickware set years ago. Because, you know, I found out she was using aluminum and, yeah, non-stickware. Took all of her non-stick and aluminum wares, threw them out, and got her a nice set of stainless steel cookware, which is far nicer. And, I mean, the biggest concern there for doing that is like, you know, health, you know. Aluminum, for example, gets the brain and causes issues in the future, like dementia and Alzheimer's and whatever, which I should be getting off like kind of soda, you know, stuff. Like I'm not really on soda much. I drink sparkling water, like carbonated organic sparkling water, but they're in cans. That's the problem. Aluminum cans. So I need to like get off of that stuff. Cut myself off as much as I can. Same thing too with some baking powder. there's some baking powder. They even have aluminum in it too. Yeah, aluminum. And then you got aluminum foil you put on top of stuff. This is interesting. All right. Oh, you know what? Let's use this for a second. Yeah. There we go. So like, you know, you got all this stuff, and it's like this aluminum. I need to like get a coffee mug next because I'm using a plastic cup, and that's kind of redundant if I'm not redundant, kind of ironic if I'm trying to be healthy and I'm eating microplastics. I mean, I got a metal straw, a couple of them, and you know what? It's worth it. It saves money from like not using all that straw, you know, buying all those straws and whatever. Actually, you know what? We can go back in there and use the penny. Oh my God. Keeps you away from microplastics too. Hey, BPA, yeah, it's still plastic. Oh, this is interesting. Thunder thighs, huh? Gives us a considerable speed down. I don't know if we're going to even make it to the boss rush, though. So you kind of got that stuff going on, and despite like these warnings and everything, it's still being sold. You know, you could say the same things too about like any other like toxic ingredient. They keep adding more stuff to it. Years go by. You know, MSG, which you can argue whether it's toxic or not. I think it still is, in my opinion. And then you got like food colorings. That's been an issue for years. Like, for example, I used to get the supplement, vitamin C supplement. And one day I went in there to get the stuff, and I found out that they put titanium dioxide in there in a supplement. It's food coloring. There's like no benefit other than being a food coloring thing. You might think, well, food coloring can't be bad. You know, they got some organic stuff that makes food coloring. You know, like beta carotene makes, you know, things orange or whatever. That's true. But you see most companies, they don't do that. They use toxic materials to create these colors. And so like, what they were using was titanium dioxide, which is found in paint. Let's see, I don't think it's paint thinner. I think it's like one of the materials used for like paint stuff, making paint. It's also found in jet engines too, jet engine fuel. Oh, and aspartame is too. See all this toxic stuff around. That's not even like scratch the surface of things either. You got the sodium bicarbonate, you got the sodium phosphate. You have sodium phosphate, the opposite one. It's the same thing, but it's like the opposite name or whatever. Which is a preservative, highly carcinogenic. Soy protein, which has been on a rise too, to cheapen foods. Oh my goodness gracious. Kind of suffering here. But yeah, the stuff's like all over the place. Because like, people might say like, oh well, thank goodness we don't use radium anymore. Yeah, but then we use like 100 other different things now that's like toxic. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I got Stompy effect. Well, that was worth it. Bob's rotting head, huh? That's pretty good, I guess. Because, like, stuff back then, like, heck, stuff they were cooking back then, you had far less of a bunch of these preservatives and weird stuff than you do today. There's that. Of course, you're also dealing with, like, stuff that doesn't last long, or if it's not cooked right, or also weird stuff going on back then, too. Now, when I was drinking that, talking about drinking that 7-Up the other day, yeah, that definitely has, like, a bunch of nasty stuff in there, but it's like, I had to have a way to, like, you know, quickly take care of that stomach problem that I was having. Stop throwing up and everything. We missed Boss Rush, by the way. Or I did. Yeah, take care of it right away. So that's what happened. And I didn't really drink that stuff often either, so it's fine. It did mess with my stomach acid and stuff, I think, a little bit. Not just with the sickness. Yeah, so. Diseases are not okay, okay? Second here. Okay. I feel like I'm just really weak, though, in this game. Might be just a brimstone or something. I would think I would, like, pick up or something with this, but I guess not. I didn't really get too many good items either. Dead bird. Well, it's thick bird or whatever it's called. I don't really care for it too much. Maybe I should have just took that health and just let it be. Let it be, let it be. Yeah, I like genuine cooking. Genuine ingredients. Things get trickier too with finding that stuff. I could probably imagine, like, people from back then, those olden days, that assumed that what they're getting was, you know, healthy and stuff. Because, like, how many people are going to be like, oh wow, this radium's going to help me? Like, how many of them are going to be like, no, because you look at the scientific research that hasn't come out yet too much. It says differently, man. No, you didn't have that much of, like, research and stuff back then for that. And even if they did, like, how many people are going to be, you know, literate enough to read it or have access to it? It's a tricky time back then. I mean, thinking about the Middle Ages too, like, even. A lot less tech, a lot less knowledge of things. Not saying, like, you know, early 1900s or 1800s or anything is going to be like any better. Alright, we're sucking right now, so I apologize. I'm trying to use the knife. Alright, we have to go to the dark room because we spun that. That helps tremendously. Maybe. Oh my god. In order to like win a Jesus Christ. Angel room. Oh my god, don't you do it again. Well, I lost a couple hearts in there. That's not good. We did get a... Oh my god. We did get a slight damage upgrade from the negative. Got it going on here. I'm not really calling out for like an all-out ban of the stuff because like because it gets very prickly when you kind of say that kind of stuff. But like it's like, yeah, that stuff is extremely poisonous. It's gonna like cause harm to you and your family and your friends. But then it's like you're not gonna really easily break people from that anyways. It's just too delicious to eat. Like I used to eat a bunch of junk. I've talked about that before in the past. You know, being fat and stuff. It's like unbelievably difficult to get off the stuff once you get onto it. And then when I get onto the stuff, again, surprise, surprise, can't get back into it because I've been away from it so long, and the stuff's not hooking me like it should because I stay away from it long enough to see the effects. Like, yeah. Now, would that stop me from eating the stuff? Like, certain things I can't eat anymore. I've talked about it before with a gluten allergy. Also, this room is soft locked if you got like Ludovico and Brimstone. So thank God for that. That we didn't have it. Well, actually, you know what? No, it would have been fine because we would have bombed our way out. The one video I did see, there's a boss room up ahead. They had that room, so. But yeah, it's just, and people make, you know, a living too on YouTube with, you know, eating that kind of stuff. That's very lucky. Hope this doesn't hurt me. Some of these can, so I gotta be careful. Somehow be careful to something you don't know whether it's gonna hurt you or not. Now we're gonna keep with this this thing. I shouldn't have done that. Can't you just... Good Lord. We're gonna have to try. Alright. The golden pillar could be the nope. I was gonna say a golden grace, but it's not. Okay, well, that's a shame. We just didn't get really too many good items, you know? It's just, ugh. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.